This kid goes from unranked to the #2 center in the country. In the national scheme, he did not win any award in the state of North Carolina currently. He went 80 spots, but he didn't win any award in North Carolina. He's the highest ranked player in North Carolina. They just keep poking the bear. Now he has a why. And we appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
Welcome to FA Talks. Before we begin, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Content daily. We got a special guest, Jonas, the giraffe, featuring one of the best trainers, Coach Simmons. You know, he's been mentoring Jonas all the way through this journey. How you guys doing?
Good. Chilling.
How did you guys meet, like, originally? What was, like, the story there when you guys first met each other?
So I was a JV coach at Voyager.
Yeah.
I was coming up on my second year. Mm-hmm. We had won the state championship our first year.
Yeah.
And so our first year, my JV team too was like 19-1. Mm-hmm. So I knew the middle school team had a pretty good team and they had a class coming in. Mm-hmm. So you know me, like, for me it's always about, like, you know, progressing with the game and, like, earning everything. So, you know, I plan a lot. Mm-hmm. So at Voyager I could kind of tell, even in my second year, that Coach Huff was gonna leave soon. I just didn't know what it was. Yeah. So Voyager's a charter school, so you can't just really sign up for it, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lottery, it's a process. So I had to go through the middle school. So I looked at the middle school, I saw Jonas, I met the class, you know what I'm saying? It was a good class. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I become the varsity coach, like, you know me with Storm, you know how I get down. So it's like, we gotta be nice. So I gotta figure out how to get a player. And with the way the lottery is set up, I was like, shit, I gotta make one. Like, you know what I'm saying? In order, I gotta make one. One day, I was working at the school that year, and I've known Jonas and me and him used to talk in the hallway and stuff, you know what I'm saying, in school, because he would always be in the gym. That's one thing about him, like, every morning he's in the gym. He's in the locker room, and like at Voyager there, it's to relax. So they allow you to shoot in the mornings and shoot at lunch. So he was at lunch, and Jonas was already 6'5", 6'6", and he had a bubbly personality. So I was just chilling, just watching. And you know me, I'm about the details. So when I first saw Jonas, I was like, yo, he could shoot. So it opened my eyes, because the one thing he would do at lunch is he would stand at the wings, right or left wing. He would go crossover, between the legs, behind the back, he would shoot. Because like you see him now, Jamal Crawford is his favorite player. So if you know Jamal Crawford combination is between, you know what I'm saying, between cross behind like that. So that's all he would do. Yeah. And so I'm like, he's 6'6", but like, there were times he would hit like 7, 8 in a row, then he'll be giggling, and he'll do it again. So you know, I'm like, shit. I'm like, yo, the dog got hot, you know what I'm saying? Then like, I would just like get closer, we coached him. And like, you know me, like, I can be a lot. Yeah. Like, I can be a lot. Like, as a coach, I can be a lot. Like, I love it, but like, I pressure, you know what I'm saying? Because I try to tap in with desire. Like, you know that, like, I think this, to switch it real quick, I think this is beautiful with me and you, because like, you actually been with me in this setting. Like, a lot of people know me, think I'm just loud, whatever, but like, you know me as your coach. So like, for me, it's about relationships and moments. Like, we have 2 moments that you'll remember for your whole life. I was your coach when you got your first offer from Coppin State. Yeah. And then when we was in Orlando, when we put that hole in that wall.
Oh, yeah.
We linked forever. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wore the same white and red Storm jersey that Jonas got. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's about relationships. So I was basically like, listen, big dog, like, you nice. And he was like, kind of like, huh? I'm like, yo, like, I'm gonna try to put a plan together, and I'm like, yo, you're gonna be my guy. So he was like, man, well, you gotta talk to my mom first. So it was JV practice, you know what I'm saying? I got Miss Regina, we went into Coach Huff's office. Yeah. And I was like, Miss Regina, look, like, this is a long process. I was like, but I honestly think Jonas can do it. But so I was like, I got an AAU team. Yeah. I didn't want him to play 9th grade. And everybody started talking about him and labeling him. Like, he can't do this, he can't do that. Like, we had to give him confidence first. Yeah. So I stashed in 8th grade, and I said, listen, you're gonna play 8th grade, I'm not getting no other bigs. I said, like, you're gonna play the whole game. He was like, what? I was like, yo, you're playing the entire game. I said, yo, they scored, it's your fault. If we don't get the rebounds, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just put everything on him. And like he played till he passed out. You know what I'm saying? So we played like that whole year because coming up 10th grade, I want to try to put him in a position to make varsity. Not only could he deal with me, bro, he came to the gym every day. Like literally. And so first we just started working with that shot. Because I was like, I can throw him in the post, but like I gotta get some of them now. So I always, when I develop, I'm pushing kids for where the game is going. 10th grade, the summer going into 10th grade, he had his surgery, right?
On what?
On his hip.
On your hip, okay.
Cause like when he would run, it was just tough.
Yeah.
And like at this point, 10th grade, he's like 6'6" now. He missed the beginning. So this is when we was in Orlando. So you ain't even know I had this going on. We was in Orlando, this is the first time we came, right? And he had hip surgery. So he missed the whole, all he could play was July. At this point, he grew. Next time I was like, he's 6'6". I'm like, okay. So I never forget this, bro. We had just lost. 8th grade still had a game, right? We was at the top in Orlando. They was playing on the bottom, right? I used to tell him to keep his hair up in the box because it made him look taller. Because he was mad linky. So I tell him to keep the Gumby joint, right? So, and I made him wear one, right? So I never forget it. We standing upstairs. He came off the bench. They was playing a 2-3 zone. He was standing under the basket. He had the Gumby. He had number 1. He had his hand stretched out. And when he had his hand stretched out, I said, oh shit, it's over. He looked the part. Like, you know I am. He really looked the part. And I'm like, uh-oh. So he had flashes. So junior year, like we just go into it. Varsity, threw him to the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like start pushing him to kind of like be the guy. What I like with development is seeing the dog before he the dog and having something to do with that. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, like with Jonas, it was always about, you know, can I build one? You know what I'm saying? Like, can me and the kid connect and we build it? And we just started with his skill set, shooting the ball, and it just grew from there, yo. We just got closer, and it's like, shit, bro, like, here we are, it's crazy.
I don't think you get enough like recognition for what you've done, like, cause what you pulled off, a lot of kids don't pull that off in a million. You literally, you know how people say, oh, they were a late bloomer, like you literally did all that shit from the beginning. You literally went from unranked, like not even known, you worked your ass off, and you became a high major player, a top ranked player, top number 2 center in the country. Along this whole journey, like as you're going through this entire process, what was one of the biggest like criticisms you received? Like it could be from a scout or anybody that was like, all right, I'm gonna prove this motherfucker wrong. Like they don't got the right idea of me.
Just people saying like I'm just tall for no reason. That just like.
Who was telling you that?
It's just like just the haters, like just random people from like other schools in our conference at Voyager and stuff, and like just random people just saying stuff just to get under my skin, but. I just kept working for real, that's all it was. That's all
it is. How much did Jefe? I know you watched him a lot growing up. And you guys are kind of similar, like as far as height and skill set. How much of watching him, how much did that help your game, like going through it? Because he graduated what grade was he when he graduated?
Jonas was a freshman, so he was gone.
So he was gone, yeah, so you got to watch him a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, I was just watching him. I didn't really like know basketball like that to like really understand it, but like when I go back, I can like kind of look back and see the similarities like we kind of have. Like we kind of do the same thing like you said. Like we both versatile, run the floor, protect the rim, all that. Like we can really get like a triple double off points, rebounds, blocks. Like I just look at everything like that.
Moving towards college a little bit, you're gonna play under Rick Barnes. He's one of the greatest coaches of all time. His track record is right up there. You know, a lot of people don't follow him for whatever, but every coach in SEC, I experienced SEC myself. Every coach you come across, you're like, yo, Rick Barnes. They know what's up with him pretty much, because he's gonna get his teams to the tournament. Going into his system, like what are some things you looking forward to your first year in college?
I mean, everything. Like I'm coming in with a great bunch of guys. We got 2 5-stars, 3, including myself, my bad. 4 stars. Like, we're a really high recruited class. I mean, I'm just ready to develop. Like him giving me pointers, like telling stories about Kevin Durant, LaMarcus Aldridge, turning all those great players he coached. I'm just ready for everything.
What are like some season goals you have right now?
I mean, hopefully win a natty. I mean, that's everybody's goal, but I want to like hopefully like win freshman player of the year, the SEC. Just I don't know, like really just I just want to like show everybody like who I really am on the court. Like I just want to surprise everybody. I just can't wait to play. I just can't wait to play.
Absolutely.
That's everything.
Absolutely. Yes.
Have you spoken to some of your teammates like going in?
Yeah.
What are like some of you guys talk about? It's like,
I mean, everything really. Just a little bit of everything. We just building a relationship.
have you played some against any of them?
I only played Brandon Huntley Hatfield.
Brandon Little.
Yeah.
No, Liberty Heights, like in general. Y'all had a good team there too. So what was it, Coach Mike, right?
Yeah, Coach Mike, right.
How was it playing under like Coach Mike for that year? What's like some things he taught you?
It was great because I played for a new coach. I always played for him. Played for him for about like 4 years. So it was new, adapting to a new little system, and just getting like more advice from another coach.
He was a prep.
Yeah.
So y'all played prep. So that's always a hard transition, usually going from charter, private to prep. What was like as far as competition? Was there any challenges initially going in, or were you kind of dominant from the beginning? I feel like you was dominant.
I feel like I was dominant. It was just kind of new, like, cause I always play like one-day schools, like kids that don't really play basketball. They're just there on the team. So I get to play like people who are actually trying to like play in college. So like I have that around me, and that helps me. It fuels me.
To add on to that, like I think what made the transition smooth was the opportunity with Team Curry.
Oh yeah.
Right, because the beauty into that, like to go through his journey is, he was at Voyager, and his last game he lost on a buzzer beater his senior year.
Oh yeah.
So we lost on the buzzer beater. So this is a very key detail. Like we lost on the buzzer beater, and it was like some BS. Like we was literally winning the entire game. It was the best game we played all season as a team, and at the end we just ran out of energy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wilson Pratt, the kid hit a bomb, right? So the crazy part is we lose because of free throws, but Jonas didn't touch the ball the last 130 of the game. And if he didn't have a triple-double, he was 2 stats away from a triple-double, right? So we lose his last game, he cries. We all cry in the locker room. We work out for an hour, like the people still in the gym. Like we working out for like a straight hour. Like he wipe his tears, like we work out, right? So then, get the opportunity with Curry.
Yeah.
When he gets with there, the beauty in his journey is he played everybody. So like it was COVID. So this is why I know like he's just like, it was written. Like he has God's favor because it was COVID. So it's like a lot of people didn't get to play. You know what I'm saying? So he got to take advantage. After his first game, it was against one of Mutombo's sons. So he was a top 100 big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Got that matchup. His second game was Brandon Huntley Hatfield. At the time, in that class, he was under him, but he was like number 4 in the country. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good matchup. Then we come back the next week, you know what I'm saying? He plays Brandon White, you know what I'm saying? Who's another top prospect around here, has some offers that Jonas has, like played Huntley Hatfield, you know what I'm saying? Went crazy. So this whole weekend, his next weekend, we played Huntley Hatfield, like I said, Brandon White, and Dontrell Styles.
Yeah.
He's going to Carolina.
Yeah.
Every one of those games, he had 25 and 10 and like blocks. So then we go through there, and then like we enjoyed it. So we playing like Honcho, like he's playing all the bigs. Like he played Upward, so he plays Ken, is going to Marquette. So like all these matchups going to his last AAU game was against Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith was number 5 in the country at the time. Like we played Team Thad, so like he's playing everybody on the highest stage, the highest level, and he getting to it. The reason, like Jonas says, he's trying to prove everybody wrong. So this game is political, right?
Oh, it's even worse.
Right. So he gets a chance to go to a really big time camp that's out west.
Yeah.
Right. At the camp is Chet, like everybody, like the whole, like everybody's a big dog All-American, right? So he makes the camp, gets a uniform, gets everything. We there, fly out there. They play 2 games. In both the games, he plays a total of 6 minutes. Tell you an All-American, he literally go in the game, starts the game, and snatch him back out. Doesn't play the whole half. Second half start, puts him in the game, snatch him back out. Don't play the whole half. So he got to play Chet and Paolo for like 5 minutes, right? Never gets to get his sweat get going. He's just sitting there, bro, like riding, right? So he get on the plane, he broke it, bro. He broke it, get on the plane. So this when I'm on my shit. Like I'm like, yo, it's always disrespect, yo. Everywhere we go, it's always disrespect. Like, I'm talking crazy. I'm like, yo, he sit beside me, I'm like, yo, you played 2 best players in the country, first time playing the pro. And Paulo like got the best of it. Like, that was the first time he's seen some shit like that. Like listen, that's different. And so he was like, he said, so he like, when I go back to North Carolina, I'm gonna be the best player in North Carolina. Liberty Heights. That's what happened. So then he go to Liberty Heights, gets the ball off the rim, push the full court dunk. I said, yo, listen, Mike, right? It's up. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's like, that's the thing of it is, man, it's like, this kid goes from unranked to the number 2 center in the country, right? In the national scheme, he goes to the number 2 player in the country, right? This year at Liberty Heights, that's off what he did at Liberty Heights. He did not win any award in the state of North Carolina, currently. He went 80 spots, you know what I'm saying? But he didn't win any award in North Carolina. He's the highest ranked player in North Carolina. He's the number 2 ranked player in the country. He didn't win anyone. So it's like, they just keep poking the bear. Like they just keep just saying like, you're not good enough, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. Like, you can't do that to this kid because he's gonna get in the lab, he's gonna work, and like now he has a why. Like that's the biggest difference. So it's like, it's crazy, but like we appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it, you know what I'm saying?
Gotta love that. Well, I'm glad like this is happening to you now. That's so disrespectful that he didn't get like anything though, regardless, like being a number, especially like throughout this journey with you, all the work you put in. But that comes with the territory, so you know what you gotta do when you get there. And when you get there, you gotta remember those people who didn't give you recognition. Because those are gonna be the same ones saying like, oh yeah, well I voted for him to win the award. It's all BS. They ain't believe in you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. What are your hopes for him when he goes up to college? How do you think he'll transition? You know, it's a whole different transition, high school to college. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly, I've always bet on him, and he's always been 100. You know what I'm saying? He's always been 100. I think it's going to go well. When we used to be on the Zooms when he was getting recruited, I should tell coaches, the kid you're recruiting, he's going to mirror your culture. Once again, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot to play for me, right? So like, you know, I wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to push your buttons. Like, with Jonas, he's never talked back one time in 4 years. He would get mad. I know when he would kind of tune me out, he would sit, he would think, but then when he goes back in the game, he's gonna put in work. So with college is about culture. Like, my dream was for him to go on with a great class. Because if you look at Team Curry, it was a situation where he filled that spot, right? A lot of good people around him filled that spot. Same thing with Liberty Heights. He played with another top 150 player, played with one of the top point guards in the state. He's going into the number 2 recruiting class in the country. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's the best for his position. Obviously being the number 2 in the country can do that, right? So there's a lot from a team perspective. I'm excited for him now to actually get the weights the right way, right? That's my thing was to get his skill to the point where he can get recognized, where he can get to the point where he can play high major basketball for a legendary coach. That happened. So now, the developer in me, like, we worked out. You see what he can do. Bro, he hasn't been on a real weight program. So that's only gonna go up. You know what I'm saying? That's only gonna go up. This is a kid that is coachable, on top of the fact like he has a why and he's driven. So you pretty much gonna know how to go. As long as he stays healthy, like, it's gonna be spooky, man, because like he's gonna grow daily because it's like we talk about all the time, now you get access to the best things. You're doing it to be remembered, you're doing it to be in the conversation of being one of the best to ever do it. That's how we attack it. It's not for the cameras, it's not for none of that. Like, to stay in the gym for 4 years and just grind, like, you're doing it for a reason. So I think when he gets there, like, I think the balls are gonna love him.
Thank you for tuning in to Jefe Talks, man. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys coming. We locked in.
My dog, special, bro. Appreciate it. Coming full circle.